guys like you, unbelievable fighters, one of the best fighters in the sport of boxing today, one of the best. They overlook guys like you, little young kid right here, they'll overlook him. Yeah, but you can take a guy like Canelo, this guy can do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm going to tell you the truth about Canelo. Motherfucker easy, man. Cakewalk, easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighters. I just left the WBC boxing convention. I flew out to Mexico City for all the fighters, not just black fighters. When I went to Mexico City for all fighters. Every fighter should be treated fair and everybody should be on an even playing field. So I flew to Mexico to meet with the WBC, to meet with different referees, different officials, so fighters can be treated fair. We got these judges in the fight game right now. These fight judges. Fight judges, 75 years old, 80 years old. When it's time to hang it up, hang it up. I'm not being biased. If I'm 100, Tank got his ass whooped, I'm gonna say, you know what? He got his ass whooped. Easy fight from what I see. And did the guy come out of it? I'll say it probably was 4 rounds the guy could have got, but 8 rounds he's getting outboxed. Turn. The name of the game is boxing. The name of the game is not slugging, because when the fight game is over, when boxing is all over, and you hang it up like me, you still want to be able to have your faculties. You still want to be able to have your brain. That's more important than anything. Fuck the money. Your health is more important than anything. The name of the game is to hit and not get hit. And I was the best at doing it, and I'm going to continue to teach these young fighters. The name of the game is to dish it out and not take it. And then when your career is over, take your money, invest it right so you can have something. These people don't give a fuck about us. And y'all gonna know that once your career is over. When Muhammad Ali was in the fight game, he was at the top of his game kicking their ass, they hated him. When he can barely walk and talk, that's when they loved him. See, me, they don't like me because I'm a straight shooter. And I was able to become my own boss. At the end of the day, I don't never want to hear nobody talking about, well, Mayweather Promotions, they don't have these many fighters. I don't never want to hear y'all saying y'all working with Al Heyman, but y'all not working with Floyd Mayweather. If you're working with Floyd Mayweather, you work with Al Heyman. You work with Al Heyman, you work with Floyd Mayweather, because we won. So, I'm going to continue to tell Tank, go out there, be the best that you can be, fight, and be smart. See, the problem is that they want to Tank to knock this guy out. Since they didn't see the knockout tonight, now you lost. It's bullshit.
Those are the words of Floyd Money Mayweather, as he says, F the money. He doesn't, their health is more important. The judges are too old. They need to retire. They don't care about us. Let me counterpunch. Everything Floyd said in this video, almost everything, was spot on. I mean, everything he said about Ali, because they hated Ali. They did hate Ali. Being smart, life after boxing, all that was good stuff. All that was good stuff. But him saying, oh, well, hey, Canelo, he can pick whoever he wants to fight, this, that, and the other. Some of that is true. Some of that is true, but he has to also understand when he trains and teaches these fighters, when he teaches them how to pick fights, how to manipulate the system that way, you can't turn around and get mad at another person that's doing the same thing that he saw you do. And I'm talking about Canelo Alvarez, okay? Because he can say, well, I'm still gonna teach these fighters how to be smart. No, you're teaching these fighters how to do something that you began doing when you were on your way out. Okay? And that the money persona when Floyd was older and he picked certain fights based on a certain dollar amount or a certain projection. Financially, it was smart, but it was other fighters that he could have fought, like Winky Wright and Keith Thurman. A lot of these fighters he didn't fight. Instead, he picked Berto. You fought Berto over Keith Thurman. Who the fuck is Berto? No disrespect. I know who Berto is. But in compared to Keith Thurman, then an undefeated champion, why wouldn't you fight that guy? Instead of, oh, well, I'm going to fight Berto and that'll be my last fight. Those type of things. And then what he's doing to his fighters now, he's doing the same thing to his fighters, and his fighters ain't had the opportunity to show how great they were. Okay? See, Tank, we don't know how good Tank is. And he mentioned Ryan Garcia in this video. I'll leave the link below. Saying that, oh, he got his challenges by, he got his followers by YouTube. You want to be a YouTuber, you want to be a fighter. Well, here's the thing. We want to see Tank fight the best. See, that's not being smart. That's just being selective of who you pick and choose. And who you pick and choose is not the best. That's why people boo Tank. That's why people, and then I haven't heard of Isaac Pitbull Cruz until now. And he ended up being a lot tougher than people thought he was. A lot of people expected him to knock out this guy because he was a replacement fighter. Let's be real. And what happened to the Rolly fight? Come on. Out of nowhere, they snatched him out of that fight. Sounds fishy. Let's be real. Okay? But then you're going to get mad at Canelo for doing the same thing. So you just want people to boo Canelo like they're booing you. That's what you're saying. Because when people pick fights, that's what fans don't like. Bars. Okay? That's what happens. And then that's what Floyd is pissed off about. When you're praising Canelo. Listen, Canelo's knocking motherfuckers out. Okay? He knocked out Billy Joe Saunders. He knocked out Caleb Plant. Both of those guys were undefeated. Both of those guys, we knew who they were. Come on, we knew Sweet Hand Plant from those PBC fights before. We know Billy Joe Saunders from across the pond circuit. Okay? We've seen him when he took out and beat and outboxed a knockout artist in Canada, and his name is David Lemieux. We know who these guys are that Canelo fought. Canelo cleaned out a whole division. Okay, if you want to do that, if Tank thinks he's a Canelo, why don't he fight Josh Taylor for all the belts? But Leonard Ellerby, Mr. Knows, oh, we don't even know who the fuck he is. Okay, see, that's the type of shit that I'm talking about. These guys will sit here and say, why are y'all getting mad at Tank and praising Canelo? Because Canelo fought you, he fought Lara, he fought Cotto, he fought Golovkin, he fought Smith, he fought Kovalev, even though he was on his way out. He fought Billy Joe Saunders. He fought so many people that, hey, when he does fight someone like Durham, we don't get too pissed because guess what he did after Durham? He unified a whole division. Can we get to see one of your fighters do that? If we can do that, then we won't have too much to say. I shit on all of them. But him fighting David Benavidez, a guy that's not even a champion, why are we getting mad about David Benavidez? It would be different if he was the only champion that Canelo didn't fight and then he cleared the room. That would be a different story. But it wasn't. It wasn't a different story. David Benavidez, let's be real. He didn't have a belt. He lost it on the scales. Okay? So, you know, oh, we need to see you fight David Benavidez. You know why they want to see him fight David Benavidez? Because David Benavidez is an Al Haymon fighter. If David Benavidez would have been fighting for DAZN or ESPN, nobody would have gave a crap about fighting him. That's the whole angle, people. They want to blast and want to criticize other fighters for doing the same thing that they created. Okay, you want to get mad at Cotto, you want to get mad at Canelo, you want to get mad at all these fighters that you don't manage for doing exactly what you do. Stop doing it. Stop teaching your fighters to do it. Okay, yeah, about being smart. They don't care about us. You know, it's not about taking punishment. Well, if you're not trying to fight the best in the division, you're just trying to get paid. Oh well, don't go do something else. And I know what he's saying. He's saying praise these other fighters. There's a lot of boxers that we do need to pay attention to. A lot of boxers that we could be looking into. But these boxers will not get a name unless they're beating guys that we know. And Tank Davis is a name that's fought no one that we know. Let's be real. Gambo was 40 years old. Gamboa was 2 years older than Floyd when Floyd fought Canelo versus when Gamboa fought his fighter, Tank Davis, which at the time was like 25. Okay? So what are we really talking about? Y'all picking, choosing fighters. Now, what he said about the judges, that's absolutely true. I don't know. These judges are too old. They do need to get more judges that grade these fights, because these same guys are the same judges from when Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvelous Marvin Hagler fought. They judged those damn fights. I'm like, yo, what, really? You know, these guys are old now. They are fossils, and they do need to train more people. They do need, you know, you can't hold on to the same people all the whole time until they just die out. It's like a Teamsters union or something like that. Just people will just be there until they drop dead. But no, they need to retire and get out of there. So he is right about that. He's right about a lot of things in this. But the reason why he's right, he's using it as damage control, people. Because people are booing Tank Davis, and he can't understand why people are praising Canelo Alvarez. Because Canelo Alvarez is accomplishing something. Tank Davis is not doing anything. Tank Davis told Kambosos, fuck them belts. But well, if you said fuck them belts, why did you go to 140 for a bullshit belt that no one knew? The WBA regular? What the fuck is that? Come on, man. That's a Cracker Jack trophy at the end of a cereal box. Okay, that's all that is. That means nothing. Okay? You fought for it because you wanted some legitimacy at the weight class that you're in, and that was the easiest way to do it. Stop taking the easy way out. Because even Floyd knows he took those tough fights too. So if you got fighters that never take those tough fights, they will never be anything, and they will never be worth mentioning. And I know he knows that. I know he knows that. What he's trying to do is, hey, shit on Canelo too. You can't shit on Canelo too, because Canelo's legacy is all. Canelo could retire tomorrow, and Canelo's legacy is already intact. Okay? Let's just be real. He's made all the money that he could possibly make. It ain't about the money for him either. And Floyd knows, well, hey, I got a competitor based on a guy that I beat. But Canelo's an OG in the game from the time he started. You can't say that about Floyd's fighters. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this counterpunch concerning Floyd, Money Mayweather. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunch. Peace.